All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Amanda Hirsch, aka Not Skinny But Not Fat. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to our new studio.
Okay, did you get more official with this new studio?
Right? Yeah. She's like, she
welcome back,
welcome
and
back.
Over to Amanda.
Yeah.
Well, okay, because here's the thing. I saw a TikTok the other day. Did I talk about this? I don't think I did. I actually was talking about it with the girls that we met at the screening last night. No hard feelings. I saw a TikTok about like the Marilyn Monroe effect, right? That like
I don't know that effect.
It's just like, you know, sometimes you like when you walk in a room, you're like shy and you like little yourself and you like don't have confidence. You know what I mean? And then other times you could walk in a room with your shoulders back and your head held high.
Oh, that's what you're trying to do?
And I'm just trying to do that lately.
That's Marilyn. She's the small one, or she's the
So the small version of Marilyn was Norma Jean. And then when she would, you know, put the Marilyn Monroe effect, that's when people would be like, that's Marilyn Monroe.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I wish I could be small sometimes. Like, not physically also.
Yes.
But there's some nights I go out and I'm like, fine, I'll come, but I'm just going to like sit in the corner. I'm going to be quiet tonight. I'm not going to like sit. I'm just going to observe.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself like vomiting, but I'm pumping all night. So I wish I could sometimes just like, you know.
It's hard
Be
to do that.
mysterious.
It's hard to do that when you get into
I
a
know,
rhythm.
but now it's so over. Everyone tags me in those memes, sends me those memes, and I'm like, this meme was funny 27 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not funny anymore because now everyone is saying that, so we're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all trying to be mysterious. We're all oversharers. Like, we're not all the same thing.
Right. Not everybody overshares as much as they think they do.
Yeah.
Some people truly overshare too much.
Is that me? Do you think I overshare?
No.
Okay.
Not with us.
Do you think?
I would like if you did
But
more.
you know what's funny? I think
actually
that
don't think
somebody told me, and I was like, all right. When I thought I reposted one of those things, even though I want to throw up at them already. And someone was like, actually, like there are things you don't overshare about. And I was like, there are things I don't like you don't really talk about your relationship that much. You don't really. And I was like, I do not. I am mysterious. Like,
and even when you do share, like there is a comedic element to it. So even though like maybe there's a lot of posts in a row, like it's funny because it's not like you're not like taking it so seriously of sharing like, you know, preachy. Sometimes people get preachy when they overshare.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody wants that.
Well, the thing is about the highlight reel is like it's probably so hard for people that aren't just organically who they are because they're thinking about it. If I had to think about it, I would like be in a hole, you know, because like, okay, I don't need to tell you every single thing that I've struggled with or show you every stretch mark and every whatever, but I'll also like there's just like a variety of things that you can talk about that you can share.
And I do
but
enjoy
it's just weird when
I
people
do
say
enjoy
highlight
people
reel
being
because I'm
real.
like, of course I'm going to post a good if I'm going to post a picture of myself, I'm going to look good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's my choice. My body, my choice.
Yep.
But I can also go on my story and be fucking disgusting.
But isn't
Like
that like
makeup,
why?
real,
Isn't
like
that
whatever. There's a
why-
little bit of both.
Don't you love
I
when
just
people
think that's
announce
why
like
social
no
media-
filter right now? You guys, I'm without a filter.
Groundbreaking.
Wow. Like, wow. You're without a filter? Like, who? I just think it's so funny that people like are like, we should really start using no filters. I was like, I've been here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I
same.
don't fucking even Paris filter it, motherfuckers, on my stories. I don't. You know why? That's a lie. Because when I was doing it at the beginning, my whole inbox was like, your skin, your skin, your skin. And it's like, like, first of all, compliment my skin, but then I want you to compliment my actual skin.
Yeah.
And not this like fucking airbrush filter.
I also
Sometimes
want
I've-
people to be a little like quicker to
You think people
just
notice
assuming.
now?
No, I just feel like people should just assume everybody uses
The
it.
Paris filter?
Yeah.
Like, stop.
you know?
Everyone's using a fucking Paris
Sometimes I
filter.
go, of course I use it, but sometimes I don't.
Because if you're
I
not
will-
using it, you say you're not using it.
Right. You're like, I'm not using the filter.
You're like, you guys, no Paris filter.
Yeah,
You guys-
exactly.
You know that I met people. Well, it was so funny. We were at dinner. I was at dinner with a bunch of people, like people that you would know, and they were like, we're talking
in the
about Paris
biz?
filter in the biz. So throw up on me. And they were like, I double Paris filter. Like I say with
my
the Paris filter.
God.
And it was such a funny conversation because I was like, babe, you don't need to double Paris it. Like it was like it was such a serious
like real conversation.
Real conversation. I was like, you double
kills
Paris
me.
it.
Yeah.
You don't need to double Paris. Like a double Paris, you're like a blur.
I know. One of
Yeah,
my-
like you can't even see anything.
Kendall Jenner would sometimes post a story of herself, selfie, but it was so clearly a filter, but you could tell that she saved the photo.
Yeah.
And then posted it so it didn't actually like top
But
left didn't
sometimes they
say
fuck
that there
you.
was a
Sometimes
filter.
like Instagram tells on you, even if you please save it. So I don't know what Kendall Jenner is doing.
I know.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that
Sometimes.
before where you save it,
And then
but
they're
then it's
like,
like
yeah.
used, kitty cat.
But it's like you, right, like you have like a little bit of like an alien face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God! What an alarm!
Oh no.
no problem.
Holy fuck!
I'm sorry,
I
guys.
was like,
to
what
take
just
it.
happened?
No, I don't have it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should remember though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
set it for
reset a
later.
different alarm.
was
But
gonna
no,
say,
with the Paris
save it.
filter, like you said, like it's just so easy to swipe to the right. But sometimes, like when we get our makeup done for the shows,
Oh yeah.
I will go to put the Paris filter on and then I take it off because I'm like, this looks too. You know
Yeah,
what
it
I
looks
mean?
too
Like, all
much.
right, like.
But who's
you
like
already
using
have
Los
you
Angeles?
already
That's
have
my
a
question.
full face
Who's
of makeup
swiping
on.
to New York?
I know,
Like,
I know.
Instagram.
I don't like the face altering filters. Like,
No, but I'm not
I
talking
will
about
never
those.
use
I'm
that.
talking about the
like
other ones.
Yeah, like the
It's funny that that there are so many like editing apps now and like filter apps, and Instagram, after all the 9 million changes Instagram loves to make that are so stupid, they haven't changed any of their actual filters.
Yeah,
like
that's
you can
true.
still like, even when you go to just upload a photo, it's still like Juno and Slumber. And, like, it's like
Sepia.
how have they
They got
not
rid of
how
the
have they not
borders, at least.
changed any of
I know.
those?
They haven't updated. And yeah, there are so many like filter apps, like cool,
Yes.
like color changing filters.
Totally. Like people are like, I use Lightroom and then Tezza and then this
Yeah.
and that.
Wait, I
other
downloaded
ones.
Tezza. I'm probably paying for it when you don't even know
I
you're
am.
paying
You
for it.
definitely are because I am.
And I go and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like,
You just click
I'm
around.
Like, but you know what I started doing sometimes, which my husband is like, you literally, your Instagram looks like 2012. I'm like, oh, just up the saturation, you know?
Yeah.
Put down the lighting, up the, I don't even know what I'm
You're
doing.
just playing
Sometimes
around like
playing
you're like a
around with the
DJ. You're like,
That's how I feel with it too.
Sometimes I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then in the moment you think it looks so good, and then a week, not even like years, like a week could go by, and you look back at what you posted. I was like, what the fuck is this
Yeah.
filter? Like, why didn't I just post
Well, at
the
least
picture
you know
normal?
that it's like the phone stuff and
Yeah.
you're not using something crazy,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know?
I had this thought last week where I was like, you know what? I just want to go back to, like you said, 2012 and just post on Instagram how I would post back then, where it's like, this is what I ate today, a picture of the sunset.
Yeah.
This is just me.
A cocktail.
Like, like a random drink, or like, hey, with my friends. You know what I
Group
mean?
photos.
Like, just, yeah, like,
Remember when you would actually post pictures with your friends?
Yeah, like,
and not just pictures of yourself.
right? Like what? Like I just want to like make it like a Finsta. Like I just want to start posting. Like Octopus Lover, he just
yeah.
posts pictures of himself
Oh
every
my
day
God,
with like a
the
little quote.
brave, hashtag brave.
Yeah.
You know, hashtag courage.
And I'm just like, you know what? I want to do that. But if I start doing it, I think people are gonna think I'm not okay. Like the Britney.
that's what's so
video.
annoying. To be preoccupied with like, will people like this? That's an annoying part of
Yeah, I
it.
know.
Because as much as I like to think of myself as like, you know, that I just like do what I want, whatever, there's still that thought of like, will this get likes? You know, or
Yeah.
will, you know, and I
The
feel
engagement's
like it's
off.
First of all, let's talk about that for a minute. I remember, I don't know who I was stalking, somebody famous that I maybe just became aware of. I can't remember. And you go back and you're like, this person used to get 500,000 likes. This
Yeah.
person today gets like 30.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not just me. You know,
Yeah.
like it literally,
It's just
off.
Instagram
I think
in
it's
general.
People
Instagram.
just
And now
stopped
people-
being nice and hitting the, tapping that button.
I know. I do
It's
think
the
people
algorithm.
I also think the way they've made it where Reels is so dominant, people just scroll through videos and watch them. Like I'll watch a reel, but a lot
Right.
of times
You're
I'm
not
not
gonna
like,
like
ooh,
it.
like
Right, exactly.
You're just because you're using it like TikTok. Even TikTok, like I can't say I'm ever somebody. I
liked a
really
video.
have. I only like a video when I'm like, ooh, I want to go back and rewatch this. Like if it's like a, I don't know, some kind of tutorial or something, or
Yeah.
like a food that I like, I'm like, ooh, then I'll like it. But like if I just laugh at a video,
You're
I'm
not
not like,
gonna
ooh,
like it.
like I just keep
Right.
scrolling. I'm like, oh,
Right.
that was funny.
But you know what?
Or I send it to
But
my
you know
friends.
what, Fran? You know what?
I should
Like
start.
it.
I should start liking
Because
it. I
would you
know.
want somebody like yours?
I know I would. Yeah.
So I think that's how we
Yeah.
have to think, because we all do.
So
guys,
share the love, you know?
lessons, you know,
Just like other
click
people's
that like
posts.
button.
We're like Jay Shetty over here.
Subscribe.
Just validate us by liking our stuff.
No, but I think it has to do with you would want it, right?
Yeah.
Give it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
You would want it.
Sometimes
give
I'm
it.
like, that person doesn't like my pictures.
No,
Then
but
I
a
go
lot of
back
times
and
I'm like,
look,
oh,
and
she
I'm
looks so pretty, and you won't say
Yes.
anything or say it.
Give
give
the
it.
love.
say what you're thinking.
Say what
if
you're
it's
thinking.
nice.
Only
Please
if
be
it's
nice
like-
to me.
Give the love
really
you
nice.
wish to receive.
Yes, that is true. So we were talking before we started. We were like, what topics should we talk about? Because there's really not a lot going on. All of our favorite shows are ending. The Vanderpump drama is dying down.
Well, we have secrets revealed,
If,
motherfuckers.
oh my God, so true.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Um,
Part 1, Part 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
but extended on Peacock.
Yeah.
What are you into these days that isn't
God.
having to do with Bravo?
Well, no. First of all, I'm not like a huge Bravo girl.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
Just this drama.
Well, no. I love Vanderpump. I love Summer House.
Mm-hmm.
Winter House. I watch. Used to do Southern Charm. Kind of stopped when they had like a dog wedding again or something.
Yeah, that was the last season.
Housewives, you know what? I feel like I stopped with Housewives because I don't know. It was just too mean almost. Like, give me the like people fucking each other, but this is like heavy shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
families
Family
and,
No,
and
it's become
older
very
people
family
like
oriented,
just
yeah.
being
Yeah.
really catty.
It's like The Sopranos in real life. You're like, we shouldn't be seeing this.
But I hear that it's like crazy this season. Housewives of New Jersey. I'm like, maybe
Jersey
I
has
should
been
be
insane.
watching.
you should watch tonight. Is well, by the time this
Did
airs.
Andy yell at her already? Like where he
Couple
got shit?
times.
He's
yelled at them. Yeah.
And I think there will probably be more. I know.
But I think it's deserved. They're all
Yeah.
screaming at each other all the time, and he's trying to host a reunion. He's like,
Yeah.
shut up.
I know. I know.
And I
it's
think
okay
you
if he
just
says
get
it's a
fed
James
up.
Kennedy, but it's like not
Yeah.
okay
Yeah,
when
right.
he says it to
I just think, like, if I was him, I would get fed up too, listening to them go back and forth. Like, in the last one, there was truly a part where they went back and forth. It was like, you're stupid. No, you're stupid. No, you're stupid. No, you're, and they just, and Andy's like, hello, anybody, stop. And they just kept going. And it's like, I would lose my shit on them also. I'd be like, guys, you're grown ass adults.
He said to Margaret and Teresa, you both look like assholes right now. And I was like, thank God. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind when he gets involved.
I know.
because
I feel like he can say anything.
I
but
know
people have been,
the
like,
Teresa
really
fans
upset about
were
it
really
lately.
upset with him.
She has like a gang.
Oh
Yeah, the tree,
Oh, really?
the tree huggers.
The tree
That's what they're
huggers.
called.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the opposing fans call them the tree stumps.
Yeah,
Who are these people?
there's
They're online.
the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like, it's actually shockingly so split when you kind of deep dive into Melissa versus Teresa and
Really?
the people that are like Team
What team are
Gorga
you?
versus Team Judice.
I
mean, I'm Gorga for
Yeah.
sure. I'm over Teresa. I actually would like Teresa to leave the show.
I'm actually neither. Like I rarely side with Teresa, but I also think
And her daughters.
Well, they're all involved
also-
now. They
yeah.
all like they have this whole
opinions?
season. They've been like saying shit about yeah. It's,
but I also think that Melissa and Joe are obviously hiding stuff too. Like that's why I don't take a side because I'm like they're both hiding things. Just Teresa's coming across a little worse.
Yeah.
I think they're right in some things too, but I just think like don't act like you're perfect because
I really don't like Teresa's new husband.
He's scary.
yeah he is scary.
But you know what's wild that I'm thinking of right now, unrelated? You had Raquel on like right before.
The day of
the day of.
the day of
The day she went to Watch What Happens Live.
they came here
They
first.
came here
and then
first.
they went to Watch What Happens
And did
Live.
you feel anything in the air?
She was so shaky.
She was
and-
shaking.
Yeah, she was
Well,
shaky.
she's shaky.
We thought she was just nervous.
She probably was.
Yeah, she was shaky and nervous. And when she left, we were like, "Oh, like
You felt
she's
bad.
so nervous and you know seemed intimidated." And then we realized she was just hiding a major secret. Must have been a burden on her. She's sitting there talking about all these people in the back of her head. She's like, I wish it happened in the halls of this place. Imagine.
Like the punch or the
push.
whatever. We can't talk about
Yeah.
it. We'll all get sued.
Poke.
Yeah.
Push,
the
perhaps,
push, whatever
maybe
it
a
was.
push.
I wish that happened in the halls of here.
Oh, that
Because
would
at
be
least
cool.
we'd have tape.
Yeah, that is true.
You could help.
We'd
Yeah,
have,
we
would
can help
have
the case.
We would
What did
have
you
the
think
footage.
about part 3, and what did you think about the kind of there was a weird reaction, or not weird reaction, but there was just a heavy reaction to part 3 about the way Lala and James were reacting during the show. And I will also say this, because you asked where are the tree huggers and tree stumps and all that coming from. Are you on Twitter?
No.
Okay, so
you're everywhere, bitch.
We have to be
here. Oh my
God. So on Twitter, there's now a For You page instead of just like what you follow.
Yeah.
And so that is also becoming an addicting place, because it's kind of like TikTok where you scroll.
Knows what you want. Yeah.
And whatever. And now I'm getting all of these fan accounts where I get all these Taylor Swift fan accounts talking about the show. I get Melissa fan accounts. I get Teresa fan accounts. I get every single fan account you can imagine on this For You page. So I'm seeing this craziness unfold that I never knew existed. And I would have never known existed if it wasn't for this For You page. Like, I have never seeked it out to find out who's on, you know what I mean? But now it's all on this For You page. So that is also where I see all the Bravo fan accounts talking about the reaction to
that was very split
3.
too.
Yeah.
That was I think my only thing was I would love to hear them speak.
Yes.
Love Lala and all that she does. Would scare it also. So would never say anything bad about Lala. No, I love Lala and I think she's so passionate. I think it's probably misplaced anger a little bit. Like, I actually think that when Tom said, you don't care about Ariana, there is something to that, because, like, do you guys remember, like, they used to get into shit, the whole, like, I was born cool, like, aside from her eating her out, like, they didn't really have a friendship. That's why she could probably eat her out, because they weren't friends. You know what I mean?
You can't just eat out your bestie.
Right, and then go back to normal. Right. It was like they were, and I remember even that, you guys, I remember being so mind boggled, because I remember then being like, okay, lesbians hot, like people have all these, men have these different rules maybe if you're, but it was weird to me then that Tom wasn't pissed about it, you know, that it wasn't like cheating or that it was cool. But anyway, it felt, so that's why, like, I can kind of see clearly, like, I'm not this, like, raging, I can see very clearly. Ariana is living the fucking life right now, okay? She is happy.
You see that Duracell ad?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And she made upwards of $1 million.
In a minute, it's going to be a little bit much, you know?
For sure.
It's about to hit that
overkill.
Yeah.
Overkill.
And she said, like, but she was like, I will be taking every opportunity.
She did, which good for her.
Make the money.
You know why? She's smart too. You know, she's not an idiot. She's not thinking right now, Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
She knows very well why this is all happening. And I think she knows, okay, once this is over and once I don't talk about the affair, who knows if these brand deals are going to be rolling in.
I know.
Feel her, know her. And it's also like the brands are coming to her, right? She's not being like, exploit my being cheated on. But it's just wild the way the world is like. If I remember somebody DM'd me like, who is this girl, like, that didn't know? And I was like, where have you been? And then to explain it, you're like, it's a girl from reality TV that got cheated on. You're like, okay, why? What's happening? Why is she on Glamour? Like, why is
there's so many people all over the world that get cheated on every day, and you're like, where are the ad deals?
And also, like, Lala. Let's talk about Lala for a minute, which her story was even wilder. I mean, no. Not wilder, but she has a baby.
There's a lot of layers.
There are a lot of layers. Yeah. She was engaged, had a baby with him. He turned out to be, like, actually, I mean, Sandoval's gross too, but
I feel like
I don't think she got one brand deal.
Yeah. I know. I feel like he just was. Randall comes off like such a dirtbag and always has.
Yeah.
And not that, I mean, I've never really loved Sandoval, but like, you know, I think people kind of excused a lot of his behavior. Like, they were like, oh, whatever.
But do you think, like, what Lala's saying, like, he's dangerous, like, he's all those words, like, do you agree with them?
About Sandoval?
Yeah.
In some ways. In some ways. Like, I think when Lisa stepped in and was like that, I think people think about the word in a different way. Like, I think it's dangerous how somebody can lie like that so easily. But do I think he's gonna, like, physically
I'm just realizing. Is that the chicks that do?
No,
you have it too?
So unfortunate for us. Yeah.
The lightning bolts.
We were just joking. We were just joking about it. We've had we've had it for years
since 2019.
Wait,
okay,
you guys, no, it's
Andy did the same thing.
He realized.
He was like,
Andy was sitting right there, and he was like, "Oh, the
lightning
tattoos."
bolts.
What is
that?
like,
I mean, listen, they don't own lightning bolts.
No, they don't.
You know, they don't.
No, I would like to really take back. Lightning bolts.
Yeah,
but
it'll pass.
I think when when you were talking about Lala, I think it also just like the friend group, the whole dynamic, like it's a different layer. I do think apparently Ariana made like almost $1 million already, which is, I think she's opening a new business. Get the money, reel it all in. It's gonna die
I feel
down.
like they're gonna open up the shop soon too.
But I also think you don't want to become the person that's just looked at as like the girl who got cheated on. Right? Like that event, this business, something about her, it's like it's gonna take off and then make that your thing, because I don't think it's sustainable to just be like,
she's gonna have to have a team kind of guide her probably at some point to be like, okay, now you don't talk about it anymore, like come in an interview, come on the Chicks, you don't talk about, and then it's like that's how you know if this is gonna last. Like, is she gonna be able to hold this star moment without this scandal?
Talk about your businesses, talk about new things.
How kind of her, by the way, that the merch and everything she sells with Katie, which I'm assuming they do 50-50, right? And it's like the shirt that she just made, which is like, fuck me with my shirt on. Yeah. Like that, she said, I mean, that was her story in the part 3. She could have sold it on ArianaMadix.com, gotten all the profits. I think it's sweet that they're putting it into the business.
It's kind of like, and this is not really comparable, but it just reminded me of when Hailey Bieber did Call Her Daddy, and the only thing they talked about was Selena.
Yeah.
And people were like, she was having such a moment, the nails and the makeup and the skin, and none of that was mentioned. And it was like, you just reverted back because people were like getting past the Selena thing.
Right.
So,
and I think actually, if you guys think about it, it actually brought it back, because up until that moment, we were talking about her. I mean, she had a few other things. She was doing those lips, and you're right, the nails and the road. I mean, and then when that happened, there was the moment where I was like, oh, it's not good. But then if you think about it, it hasn't stopped since. There have been many moments about Selena since.
I'm actually seeing a little bit of a turnaround recently.
Yeah.
Like Hailey's posting more, and it's
Hailey posted on her story last night about not
what is she
commenting
talking about?
mean shit on other people's stuff.
Do you think it's Selena?
I think
Hailey, stop pretending people are defending you. Like, who's
no one's honestly, I've seen a change. Like, it's so weird how the internet flips. They do it all the time, where and we just saw with Vanderpump, they will go so hard against somebody, so hard, say the meanest shit, and then one day you wake up and it's completely flipped, and everybody changed. It just is a hive mind mentality.
So they flipped on
and I don't know if nobody will ever completely flip on Selena, but I did start seeing people be like, oh my God, we love Hailey. Like, why were we all hating on her? And it's like, you gotta just think for yourself a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I
haven't seen that yet.
I've seen it on my TikTok.
Really?
And I'm thinking maybe Selena posted a very funny TikTok. I don't know if you guys saw it. The I'm single.
Yeah.
Where she's like screaming at the whatever.
Yeah, I saw that.
Soccer players.
Yeah, the soccer. I didn't click the comments, but maybe
the comments.
I'm thinking maybe like Hailey defenders are then commenting like something about dress. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's happening. I haven't seen that because I was like, what is Hailey talking about? But it could be that.
Yeah. It's also like, it's interesting because I'm sure she's doing the thing that like we wanted Selena to do when Hailey was actually getting like death threats, And this is like, Hailey, nobody knows what you're talking about. Like, are you just trying
sometimes
to prove a point?
Sometimes she like, I feel like sometimes she sees everything too much.
Yeah.
And then shares. And then everyone's like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, what are you even talking about?
She posted, this was a couple weeks ago, she posted a picture of her and Kendall. And it was like, feuding, haha.
Yeah.
And it was like,
and then I found
wait, what?
And it was The Sun.
Right. It was one article.
The Sun saying that Justin and Hailey hung out with Devin and hence they're not friends. But you're so right. That's such a good point.
But it's like, I saw that story and was like, I haven't seen anything about them feuding. What but then I went and had to like Google, like, are they feuding?
And if
so
we
I feel like
saw The Sun, we probably would have been like, that's The Sun.
Yeah.
They don't know. You're right. She does feed into things.
Sometimes it's like, we don't know what you're talking about. And you have millions of followers and now everyone's going to look into what you're talking about.
It's so torn though, because it's so easy to be like, just ignore. But then when she did ignore, everyone was like, she's ignoring all of it, Yeah. You can never really win on the internet. You can never win. It's such a brutal place sometimes.
I know, especially if you're like that big.
What is your ideal way that Vanderpump continues as a show? Because I feel like Dumois has posted some stuff that like Jax and Brittany and like Kristen want like a spin-off. Like, I don't know, they want like something else, or like there's rumors about Stassi, but then
I don't think Stassi's gonna come
sometimes
back.
Posts crack me up because it's like somebody sends in like Stassi wants back in, and then 3 slides later it's like somebody being like, absolutely wrong. No, she doesn't. So
Yeah.
like one slide gets reshared on other like Bravo accounts, and then it's like no. If you went 3 more slides, you would have seen that
it's not
somebody said that that's not true.
I mean, Jax and Brittany are campaigning.
I feel like they want to be back.
Yeah.
They oh my god.
I feel like they want to
so
be back.
funny.
Did you have them on?
I didn't.
podcast?
Did you?
No.
Yeah. there was like some talk, but
Yeah.
I think the moment was missed, and once the moment is missed, it's like, what are we gonna like? They're great, but it was just like, of course, I wanted him on that day that it fucking happened.
Yeah.
He could have talked about it where they couldn't, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why they were so hot. It's like they're
Yeah.
not in contract, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
now it's like, I mean, he just keeps on talking shit. I think it's so funny. Some clip popped up to me where he went on Sheena's with Brittany, I think, where Sheena's just gonna keep on talking about this forever.
Yeah.
It's literally like nobody has any whatever. So they went on Sheena's and somebody died close to Sandoval. And they knew them. So Jack was like, I don't know. Like, we were talking about it. Like, should we text him or not? Like, did you text him? And she was like, yeah, I texted. And he's like, oh, we were debating. I'm like, what are you mad about? Like, Jax, like, are you mad at him about Ariana?
Yeah.
Like, him putting himself in this situation, being like, I don't know. I wanted to, like, I'm still, like, so upset. With, like, what are you upset with?
Also, they haven't been friends.
Right. So,
Tom
like,
and
what
Jax,
are you
like-
raging about? Just the, like, I was right, okay, but then, like, why are you saying you wouldn't have texted him? Like, you should be fine with him. You don't care about Ariana.
Also, at the end of the day, like somebody passes away,
You
send your
well, that's what I was
condolences,
shocked about,
like-
that he didn't answer Sheena, because if he really, like, is desperate, you would take any text
And
that
he
you
was
could get.
claiming like nobody was reaching out to him.
Yeah.
Like, I think the whole event was such a reason for so many of the other cast members, current or ex, who just like did not like him to begin with.
Yeah.
Just validate themselves and not liking
Well, that's
him.
what I was saying
So it
for
was like,
everybody too, because I remember I used to actually defend him. I have a great judge of character.
Yeah.
I used to defend him, being like, "What do people want from Sandoval?" You remember when like Stassi was fighting with him and
Yeah.
everybody, and I was like, "What do people want?" And he's like loyal. I remember being like, he's like loyal to his girlfriend. He's a good friend to
Nailed
Schwartz.
it. Yeah.
He's like all these things. What do people want? And I think so many people didn't like him, and that's what I've been saying too. Like, here's the fucking here we go. And that's why if he was super likable, imagine like everyone loved him, and then he did this fucked up thing, people would turn. But this has been like, oh my god, we fucking hate that guy.
Yeah,
like,
people
of
have
course
been waiting for something like that.
waiting for him to. I mean, listen, I saw this Variety thing. I watched that the producers were talking about it as if it's literally like fucking official, like these really
yes,
like
like they were going on
suits.
like an Emmy campaign.
They were going right. It was like a for you
Yeah.
fucking for you.
Yeah.
It's like, why is everybody still talking about these shows? For your consideration.
Yes.
So the producers were saying, our goal, the plan is to have everybody back and to watch the unfolding of this, which is like our dream. Thank you. Okay. Put
Totally.
it up.
But if some of
We're
these people
ready.
like actually are actually serious about never filming together, gonna be an issue.
I mean, they're gonna film together for the fucking money.
Yeah, they will.
You know
They're
what I
probably
mean?
gonna raise.
Yeah. I mean, let me watch. Like, if we could see the Tom and Raquel, like the way they were in the dressing room, just like scenes of that, would you not take it?
I'd watch, but I don't think they're together. Like I know
I know, I'm
that
upset a
people
little bit.
think that they're like
I've been trying
together.
to find out. I actually
don't think that they are.
What's so
But if
funny?
they have to get back to like if they have to film
Yeah,
if they have
they're
to
gonna
film
get-
together, they're gonna talk.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about me. I probably could find out. Like, you guys probably could find out, and I'm not
think this
taking
all
the
the
steps.
time.
I'm not taking the steps to.
I'm
like choosing
know.
to be in the
Yeah,
blind. I'm
right.
like,
It just
why
makes
are
it
you
more enjoyable
Yeah, right.
as a
Like,
viewer.
Yeah,
It really
you
does.
want to be like
I know.
everybody else.
I think
kinda.
about that with Summer House too, like because my friends and I have been debating like who's gonna be there this summer. Is it gonna be all the same people? Like
Yeah.
what's happening? Like
Yeah.
how we are feeling? And I'm like, I probably could just find this out like very
Yeah,
easily.
But you're like, no. Let
But
me be
I just want to
surprised.
wait. Like I want to wait till like the news
Wait,
drops on some
speaking of Summer
Instagram
House,
account.
When Lindsay and when Carl, after everything, said on that last episode of the reunion, like, but like we want to go back next summer. Were you not like? Are you
obviously they
okay?
did.
I was just like, why? Like,
But then
Obviously they
everyone was
do.
like bling bling bling.
but
money,
then
money,
everyone
money.
always right because then you remember it's their
It's
their job.
But
Like
then
it's their
they,
job.
you're not. They're not making $1 million
Yeah.
a season. Like, what are they making? Like
No,
20,000.
but
They also could just make it off of
Realistically-
Instagram, probably.
Well, that's what they do. But realistically, the reality TV job boosts them
I know.
to be able to do those brand
but,
deals.
Like, how long and at what cost?
Forever. I think they'll do it forever until they have to.
I just think
Until they have kids.
yeah.
At the
I mean, you can't be going out with kids.
No.
Imagine people struggle thinking about having kids, and then they have like a bigger. It's like, wait, our job,
Right.
like our literal
I
job.
just think that those two, like, Lindsay's very good at making money from her own life. So I feel like she'll just monetize anything that
Monetize
she'll
baby.
do. Like, it'll
She'll
be the
monetize
wedding,
baby.
it'll be her pregnancy, it'll be like, I think she'll just
But hearing
go through
him
that.
say that, and not even her, hearing Carl
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that is like, whoa.
Well, I mean, like, he quit Loverboy. Like,
That's
I
true.
feel like their business right now is the two of them as a couple.
yeah,
I think at some point I would be like, at what cost of my happiness do I
Yeah.
continue to do this show?
Yeah.
Like, don't I just want to run off with my husband and like be happy and do whatever, start a family, not start a family, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and like not have to deal with the drama of this show because it's
Yeah.
clearly causing like a lot of
especially because
stress.
so many people can have that life without being on reality TV, you know, and sharing what they want to share. Like,
Some people just love, like, they've
Some
been on
people-
reality
yeah.
TV
Wanna
for
be
a
on
long
reality
time.
TV.
They
Yeah.
clearly love being on reality TV.
Yeah.
Like, they've been on Summer House. Carl's been on Summer House the whole time. Like,
the whole time.
yeah.
really long time. Last thing I want to talk about, which has nothing to do with Bravo, but I know you're always posting about him. Jeremy Allen White and Jennifer Coolidge did the actors on
Yeah.
actors. Actually, there was quite a few of them that I thought were cool.
I know, they were really
Katherine Heigl and Ellen Pompeo. I liked
love that one. I
But
watched.
you know who didn't vibe IMO? In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Thank you.
It's very Gen Z.
Yeah,
So I don't
yes.
know. Elizabeth Olsen, which I don't get the rage. I'm sorry, guys. You get it. You're into it.
I mean, I'm a Marvel girl, so I always
okay.
love her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm scared.
No.
So Elizabeth Olsen and Megan Fahey
Yeah.
from.
I didn't watch theirs.
That one, like, just came out too.
It was a little like, just there needed to be more vibes. Another talk about vibes before we get to your thing is I posted this, but it posted fucked up. I didn't fix it. So go find it. Margot Robbie and the cast, which include America Ferrera, and I forget
Ryan
who else.
Gosling.
Who else?
Ryan Gosling, the Barbie
No,
movie?
but he wasn't there. It
Oh,
was the
it was the
women who were
girls.
there. Issa Rae. And they were on Kelly Clarkson, and there are zero vibes. Like, when I tell you it's the opposite of the White Lotus cast where like you want to be there, like you
Right.
don't want to be there. Like, they were talking about doing this like pajama party at this hotel to like bond. And Margot was like, and we were all there in our PJs, and you could tell everyone's like, it's like nobody had fun at this pajama party. And I was just like, oh my God, this was
Yeah.
not a fun set for everybody. So go watch the interviews of Barbie doing press. I feel bad. I feel like Margot is like really, I mean, it's also a lot of pressure. Like, this movie is getting such hype before it came out, before the trailer even came
Yeah.
out.
Before it was even filmed, because there was so much back and forth. There was
Yeah.
Amy
Amy
Schumer, she
right.
was off. Then it was Margot Robbie.
like, the fucking hype is real.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let's calm down and then let's watch it and then let's like make an opinion. But I just feel like people are like, and also, who are these people that have been waiting for the bar? Like, people are like, you've been waiting for it. You've been dreaming about it. Barbie, finally. And I'm like, wait, we've all been waiting and dreaming? Like, where was I in this?
we've got the Barbie TV shows. We grew up with Barbie.
Like, yeah, loved having Barbies.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
wow, they're putting a lot of hype, and they need some more. I feel like the cast is lacking chemistry, but who wasn't lacking chemistry? You're welcome for the transition.
Yeah.
It's Jeremy Allen White and Jennifer Coolidge.
I knew it was going to be so good. The pictures of them together are unbelievable.
So, yeah.
I am so kind of fascinated, first of all, by Jennifer Coolidge, which I think everybody is, but
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by Jeremy Allen White because this is,
Smoking cigs.
I talk about this often. I'm going to talk about it again because I haven't to you. But him and his ex-wife,
Yeah.
Addison,
Yeah.
I went to acting class with, it's
Both
a
of
long
them?
story. In 8th grade, I was in like 8th or 7th grade. I was in an acting class with older kids because my
was
acting
it called?
teacher, it was Anne Raytrey. She passed away. Her son was Devin Raytrey in Home Alone. And you had to have an agent or manager to get in, and you,
And you had one?
yes. You've never heard me talk
Sorry.
about this?
No, I
Excuse me.
didn't.
I was a
You were
child actor and
oh,
model.
she was?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
I could talk about it for hours. But you had to like audition in front of Anne Raytrey, and then you get in. I went with Matt Daddario, Alex Daddario's brother. So I was in a class of all older kids, and I was like 12 or 13. And Addison was in it, and she was off filming Californication, and we thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh, that is cool.
And
What did
then-
she play, like the little girl?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
I've never watched California.
I've never watched
feel
it,
like
but I
it's a
just
good
remember being like, oh.
It definitely is, but it was one of those when it was out that it was like so inappropriate for someone
like,
my
so-
age to
yeah,
watch.
like I was
like my
12
parents.
years
I think
like
my
watching
parents
the L
watched.
Word,
Yeah,
like-
I think my parents watched, and it was like one of those where it was like you can't watch it, and it's still like instilled in my brain, like, ooh, I can't watch that.
So this has been a fucking debate in my mind
battled
for
with- she's
years.
been
I
battling
battle
this
with
for a
this.
while.
I need Jeremy Allen White to come in here so I can find out the answer.
Yeah.
But so Addison was in the classes, but then she went off to Californication. Never saw her again. There was a older guy in my class named Jeremy who looked exactly like Jeremy Allen White, just like a little darker hair. He was phenomenal. Okay, I was always so like, because these kids were older than me, and I look back and I just wish I did better in these classes. I was so shy because they were all older. And I just remember being fascinated by him always. Like, wow, this guy's so good. And then years went by. I stopped going to the acting class like in 9th grade. Years went by. Started watching Shameless. And I was like, why do I feel like I fucking know this kid? Like, I just feel like I know him. And then when he did The Bear, I was like, this is killing me. Because then I looked at his Instagram and I was like, he's married to Addison, who is in the class. And then they always say that they met in like drama school years ago and they did acting together. And I'm like, was this him or was this
Well, they
not
went
him?
together to LaGuardia, I believe.
Yeah.
Which was down the street for me. Thanks, Mom, for not putting me in the
Yeah.
that school and putting me in the fucking other school. I'm like, excuse me. What? So they went to LaGuardia, where a lot of cool fucking
Yes.
actors
Oh,
went there.
All these kids went there and I
His-
was traveling
well,
from Long Island.
I'm connected to them because Addison's siblings went to Beacon with me down the block from the cool actor people.
Yeah.
So when I deep dived on that relationship, when I was like watching Shameless, I was like, that's so cute. Like, I know they're siblings. So I am very intrigued as to what happened.
Yeah.
I feel like the
They've been together
story
for so long.
that jumps to you is like, okay, he did Shameless, but that's like a network show.
It was steady.
You know, it was steady. It's like the same cast, whatever. It wasn't this like Hollywood
No.
stardom. Then he gets the Hollywood stardom, and the moment he fucking touches that and like gets the Golden Globe, gets the Vanity Fair cover, that's when his marriage falls apart. And I think that Deuxmoi actually posted like, so people think she might have cheated, but I just don't feel like if she cheated, she would have written that post about him being like deadbeat. You know what I mean?
Like being a single mom, she was like,
that she
on Mother's Day, yeah.
that she changed the
Yeah.
caption.
Yeah.
So it does feel like it's one of those things. And it makes me sad because it's like, wait, you were in the industry for this long, kept this going for this long. Then you get the little taste of like, wow, your show did, you know, globally well, award-winning well. People know you. You're on the cover. Boom. Like, you blow up your life.
I know.
And she
That's
was-
kind of how we felt
That's
about
very
it too.
It's like very Hollywood, but you just hope
Seems
that,
very
like,
Hollywood cliche.
that couple that you fucking looked at their posts and you were like, they are the real deal, you know? And she's over here calling herself a single mom. That's extreme as fuck.
And she was posting for him when he won the award. Like, I always believed in you. I
Right,
was
but
like,
the
they
timeline
did
didn't
believe-
timeline.
they
But the
believed in
timeline
each
didn't
other.
timeline.
No.
Something didn't timeline about that timeline.
Yeah.
Because she wrote being a single mother for the last 9 months, or
Yeah,
she wrote something.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's
and
like
the
they
9
split
months
before.
So
Yeah,
she wrote that. So then, did someone
Yeah.
cheat? Because would she have written that if they weren't together?
and he thanked her during his speech. I remember him being like, "My wife," and I was like, "Oh my god." I don't know.
A little
know.
shade.
But I did-
But did you see the photo I posted of him and Steve Howie, who are both single right
Yeah,
now?
you were like, just a reminder, these two are single.
I know, and then
Very
I always forget that he was married to
Well, yeah.
Sex Life.
So Sarah Shahi was on my
Sarah
podcast.
Sarah Shahi. Now she's with.
She lulled at that
Adam.
post. I was like, sorry, babe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She was like, LOL. I was like, LOL.
Sorry, I had to post it.
I actually
Sorry.
really love your ex-husband.
I actually, by the way, and I love her and I won't ask her this directly. And she's so nice to me. And she actually came on my podcast and she's a real one because she opened up about shit that I was like, you're going to get in trouble for.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
She,
yeah.
yes,
she talked about Netflix. She fucking talked. She
Yeah.
talked shit about Netflix, and
right,
it was all over
it
the
was
next
like
day.
right when I remember I saw that because it was right when, you know, I don't think they really loved how that second season
And
went.
she basically said it, which
Yeah.
no one would ever
And then the
do
show
that.
ended.
And No, the show was supposed to end.
It was supposed to end, but I don't think she liked the second season.
I think Netflix put out in the media the next day after my podcast came out, like Sex Life canceled. And I asked her, I was like, is everything okay? Like, is it because of what I said? She's like, no, it was planned. It was supposed to end. But I feel like Netflix got pissed at her for talking the way she did. And I feel like I feel like it's just so dirty behind the scenes of like when things are posted. But anyway, she's super cool. And
I was
Steve Howie's
disappointed
super
by
hot.
that second season.
So was she.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good. But so they were together, and then I feel like maybe her and Adam Demos aren't together anymore.
People always speculate on
feel
that,
like
but then like
when
every
there's smoke,
6
there's
months
fire.
they come back out though.
Okay.
Like where they like somebody
she
posts
wished
like
him-
happy birthday, I love you,
I
or
know
like
she did wish him happy birthday,
Yeah.
but it was like before it was like the sun of my life, the rock to my tree.
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
couldn't
It
live
was
without
very
you,
like
my
Khaleesi.
soulmate.
Yeah.
Now it was like 38 or 83, like happy birthday forever.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't as
maybe
emotional.
just that honeymoon phase is
I
worn
know
off a
she's
little bit.
Billy. She needs the excitement.
Yeah.
You know, she said I'm Billy.
Yeah.
So maybe she doesn't
Maybe.
have that. She's out.
The last
interesting.
you mentioned or you said you loved it, the Ellen Pompeo and Katherine Heigl actor on actor. I liked what Ellen Pompeo said when she said that women like are seen as the victim or the villain. And I feel like that can be very true. It's like somebody's always the victim or somebody's always seen. Like Katherine Heigl just got painted as like the villain all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think she meant like you have to pick one. I think she meant like women in Hollywood are seen as that sometimes.
That's very true. So what's Taylor Swift?
It is. I don't know.
Victim-y, isn't
I
it?
don't know. I don't know.
She needs
I would
to be
I would
saved
never
a little bit.
wouldn't-
No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god, I couldn't end. This
Let me tell you something. Every time you posted about the concert, I was like,
You were
she
gonna kill
is
me?
towing a delicate line, my friend. Not even like for me. I was like, the people.
I couldn't.
I just
stop.
wouldn't
No,
want
I
to deal.
couldn't stop.
I just wouldn't
I
want to
couldn't
deal
stop.
with the.
With the
I like
messages.
that you don't
Fran,
care,
I
though.
couldn't stop. First of all, you know what? Sometimes that's how I
Did you
gauge
stay for
where
the
my
whole show?
audience is out. I'm not gonna answer that question. I'm gonna plead a fifth. Sometimes
You
I
never
can-
stay for concerts.
Well, I
That is your thing. You do leave early.
I am pleading the fifth on the Taylor Swift thing, but I'm just saying that's how I can gauge my audience. Where I'm like, and that's how I know how much I can, you know, because I'm like. I won't talk about Selena because I'll literally be like, Selena posted this, and they're like, why do you hate her? And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
With Taylor, my only thing was that screaming to me. I took my sisters and my friend from Israel who like didn't know any songs. Like people would die. She was in the audience like sitting, being like, I think I know this. Oh no, and I was like, you are gonna get out of here.
Keep your mouth shut.
She's like, oh, this is a good one. I was like, yes, it's fucking like
You're
Shake
gonna
It
get
Off.
like
You don't know it.
Yeah,
But
it's like just keep it quiet because some girl behind you is gonna film you.
Some-
You're gonna go viral on TikTok.
Some girl behind
Why
her
does she have a
hysterically
ticket?
crying.
Yes.
But it was a different experience because when she was doing that thing that for 10 minutes, like people clap for her.
Yeah.
We were all like, if people filmed us, we were like, say something.
Yeah.
Because we just knew if she took the mic, because she was about to, she's like,
Yes. But she,
we were like, speak and they'll stop. Speak and they'll stop. Say one thing. And then when my followers said
She does it every
that
show.
every show,
Yeah.
she tears up at that exact moment every show. That I love the show, and even like I'll be honest, I'm still thinking about it. Like
Yeah.
now when her songs come on shuffle, I was like, I'm so happy that I experienced that and I was there. You're like,
Yeah, I was
Fucking
there.
bit-
That's all right. That's okay. If I wasn't there and you were, then I'd be mad.
Okay,
But,
but I'm just saying,
but
like,
I was there.
I really did enjoy it. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm still processing it, but I'm also processing the fandom because I think that's like a crazy piece of this that I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And that she created them, she made them be this thing for her. And the screaming is a little bit much. I feel like the screaming, I would feel a little bit like, is this a little much? Like they scream anyway. Do you
Yes.
really need to do the 10 minutes where you hype them up to scream more, where they're already screaming and people bring earplugs?
Yeah.
And then you get like emotional about it? That part is a little much for me. And by the way, most people agreed with me that they think it's a lot. And people didn't get mad at me.
Yeah. So
I think.
I just think if I was on the other side of that, like if I was in Taylor's shoes and I was on stage in front of 80,000 people and I had a moment to have everybody cheer for me for 10 minutes and like
No, you
Just
wouldn't.
scream my
You're
name.
too humble for that.
No,
You
no, I
wouldn't do
would.
that.
No, I absolutely would. I absolutely would.
Would she?
What's the greatest feeling in the world?
She would.
And
Yeah.
you would too.
Yeah.
Like that's like
But they scream anyway. You don't need the 10 minutes.
we have 500 people at our live shows. If they screamed for us for 10 minutes, I'd sit on that
You
couch
wouldn't
and be
interrupt?
like, "Thank
Yeah.
you."
You wouldn't interrupt?
Well,
Okay.
I would talk a little bit. I'd be
Yeah,
like, keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Okay, well, you guys, some people are humble and some people aren't.
Our tour is literally called the Humble Fans Tour.
really?
It's our live show tour right now.
I think though, more people agree with you than you think on a lot of things, not just you, but just in general.
Yeah.
But they don't say it. It's just the people that get mad.
Right.
And I also think it's like a good reminder of like, yes, the Swifties go so hard and a lot of fandoms go so hard online, but like in real life, like nobody's gonna scream at you because you have an opinion, not shitting on the person, by the way. You still like them, you still appreciate their music, but like you could point out the obvious
Yeah.
sometimes without people jumping down your throat.
Yeah.
Like I think like
I
real
like
people
to say things sometimes. I mean, for example, like Ted Lasso season 3, and Bill Lawrence follows me, and I really love him and his family, and it was hard for me because I was like, Bill's gonna see this.
yeah, but it's not
And
that
the thing
great.
that's funny is like I don't have to do it. That's
Yeah,
the thing,
yeah,
you know. And sometimes my husband will be the one that stops me, like that isn't like that one story that you posted. It's not necessary. Nothing will happen if you don't. But something in me is like, you gotta tell them how you really feel. And then I'm like, season 3 of Ted Lasso is shit. Fucking at me. Fucking at me.
Sometimes
and then,
it feels better to get it off your chest.
Yeah,
You're
and
like, you
then
know
you're
what? I
like,
don't
so
care
many
anymore.
People were disappointed in season 3, and you know
So
what I
was
think?
Jason
that-
Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis was like in tweets that he was unhappy too. So
Oh, he did.
Oh my god, he liked so many.
he was liking tweets that were like talking shit about the last season.
But you know what I think? I think from what I gauged is that they kind of did it as like they had to do another season, they had to wrap it up. And I feel like with anything in life, you feel it when something is forced. You know what I mean? And that's why the fans felt it. As much as the Jamie Tart and fucking Roy Kent friendship
yeah.
is amazing. But, you know, there's something that you could feel when it's not.
I haven't
not
even
real.
finised the season yet.
I didn't
still
either.
have like 3 episodes left.
I didn't either.
I know.
I accidentally put on the last episode, though, so I saw what happened. And I was like,
Oh my gosh. See, like, and maybe when shows that are just purposely like good-hearted and make me like they're just kind of cheesy in that way, but it's a good cheesy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's obviously changed because I've had so many people be like, "You have to finish it. It was the last ones are way better." I'm like, okay, I will definitely eventually finish it, but sometimes I feel like writers force these relationships to like have weird changes because they just need something
Yeah.
to have like some kind of drama, because everyone loved Keely and Roy so much, and then all of a sudden it's like now Keely's dating her boss,
Yeah.
and like it's like, did that need to happen?
Yeah.
Like, can we just, I want them to work something
Yeah.
out, or like, you know, I kind of want
well, maybe they'll get back together.
you want like a happy
you know?
ending. No,
I've stopped
I haven't
watching
seen the
after
end,
season 1.
Oh,
so
you
I don't
did?
know either. But okay, there was
Wait,
like
what
2 more
about Love
things I wanted
Island?
to talk about. Oh, Love Island's back.
Did you
UK.
start? It's
Yeah.
on Hulu already?
It started. The first couple episodes are on Hulu. Gear up. It's ready. What I wanted to talk. Who was it? Oh, I felt like you were my kindred spirit in like the Camilla and Shawn Mendes
Yeah. Believe in
rekindling.
Love.
And I was like, every time you'd post, I'd be like, yes, I agree. Because I never was like that big of a fan of them when they first got together. But then when they got back together, I was like, yes. And
You
now I
know-
don't think they're back together. I think there's rumors that they're like, it's over already.
it's over already?
Yeah, apparently they were like, why did we even get back together?
Which like
I
made me so
compared it
sad. Like they
to-
had those moments at the Taylor Swift concert.
So cute.
I compared it to like I said on the podcast when you weren't here.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Like my boyfriend in high school when he'd break up with me and then we'd hang out like just to hook up, and then I'd be like, so we like getting back together, and he'd be like, no, and then he stopped talking to me
But
again.
who's the no? Like who's
know.
who?
Yeah, I wonder who, or maybe it was a like mutual like.
I
why are
don't
we doing
like when
this?
people, like, as much as I can love a rumor, I don't like that people, you know, want to assume somebody's sexuality for them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's with Camilla, he loves Camilla. And I also don't love when people say that things are for PR, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they did not stay together for 5 years to make Senorita fucking
Yeah,
top
yeah,
the
yeah.
charts. Like,
I'm
Senorita,
so with you.
Senorita
Yeah.
was fucking bopping at the club anyway.
I don't
you know?
get PR relationships.
The PR relationships, like,
I know
I'm
that
sure
I
it
think-
happened. I'm sure Tom
Yeah.
Cruise hired a bunch of girlfriends. I
Yeah.
can believe a random story like that, but I don't think that people all the time are just PR. People tell me in the industry that Priyanka and Nick are fake, and then scream at me. I mean, they're not a real couple, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to believe it. Like they're in love, they have a baby.
Why do so many?
Why would they be a real couple?
Why do so many people not believe that they're a real couple?
Is it because she's older, he's younger? Like I don't get what it could be.
I don't know, but there's ones where that people just like can't shake it, or any couple that starts from a show. I know you had why am I spacing on his name? But Tell Me Lies.
Oh, Jackson White.
Yeah. Like Jackson White and Grace Van Patten, when they got together, it was like, they're still together.
Are they really? No, but that was my joke on my thing.
I was like,
really,
are they
together in my life? Are they
they're clearly together.
They're clearly obsessed with her.
They're literally touching tongues.
I think they're like the tease even that he did on my show, which was kind of like, I don't know, like she's cool. You know, I was like, okay, get the cigarette behind your ear away.
Yeah.
Those are moments to like tease, you know, or to not confirm it. I feel like that's like, let's hype them up more. But they're actually, it's not surprising that hot person, single person on set all day end up hooking up. Like it's more common than not for it to happen. But the PR, I can't. But it's wild when people are like, no, people tell you as if it's a fact, even people that you would trust, but you're still like, Nick and Priyanka have a baby.
I know.
What would they be doing?
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's
to just
crazy.
have a baby for like.
No, it's crazy.
I would like to think they're better people than that.
Yeah, like for
yeah,
PR.
and it's just not
PR.
like
And PR teams aren't
they
that
don't
crazy.
even-
PR teams book guests for shows. They're not like.
They're like,
people
hey,
love
go
to-
on this podcast.
they're
I
not
feel like
like
people
fuck-
love to stir the pot with that too, because or
Pete and Kim PR.
Yeah, or it's just like a
everything
funny,
PR.
like it's like, oh, like that's the joke and we're just gonna spread it, or you hear it from one person, because it also goes, it's mixed. Like we've had other guests who've come on that are like, they're so great together, like that hang out with them, and it's like, so it's just it's crazy. But I feel like we've been talking for forever.
Yeah, we have
and
been talking for
honestly-
an hour.
Oh, good, that's
Love it.
awesome. Wait, I do have still one more thing, which I've said 9 million times, and I just have one Kardashians thought. 'Cause
Okay.
we're back where, we're on Hulu. It's season 3.
Yeah.
And you obviously cover a lot of that as well. Kardashian catch up.
And Cards Catch Up, yes.
Yes. And
On E! News.
On E! News, you can go watch that. I feel like we're in the same place.
Me and you.
No.
Okay.
Yes, the world. I feel like we're in the same place watching as we were when Keeping Up was ending, and they were kind of arguing about still doing a reality show. I feel like they're still talking about Kim and Khloe giving
the
everything
burden,
for the
yeah.
show, and nobody else does.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought maybe the Hulu show would change that a little bit, but it hasn't.
Yeah. They're still talking about that. And they're still, because if you look at it, Kim, we know about her divorce. She talks about it. Khloe, we know about the cheating. She talks about it, surrogacy, blah, blah, blah. Kendall and Kylie are riding horses, driving her old Porsche, doing EMS
Going
workouts.
to A18 events.
They're filming the things that they want to film, which they're agreeing to film events and activities.
Which I think is, some of them are just solely work events. I'm
No,
like,
but
this
it's
is just a
literally-
way to
you'll see
continue to
there's
talk about
a
their
new episode
offices.
where they do horseback riding and EMS. Last episode they drove her vintage Porsche.
Yeah.
So it's like you're doing this to film, and somebody's accepting it. Somebody's saying, okay, that will be Kylie and Kendall's filming session. Scott's back though.
I know, I did like that.
The cherry on top.
Love Scott.
Love Scott with his 2 Jewish stars and his. I was lolling at the Annika, the art teacher.
And
that was a good scene.
They need that little comedic element of silly stuff, and Scott's always brought that, and I feel like Kendall and Kylie try and do it, and it's just not that funny.
Kendall and Kylie.
It's just not that funny.
So
Nobody cares about you guys driving stick.
I know.
Fast forward. Sarah said this too
You
the other day.
fast-forwarded?
Just
Oh my
have
God,
to
I
fast
never
forward.
fast-forward.
No, have to, because I am not watching these two try to figure out stick for 20 minutes.
I know, but
Don't
somebody's
care.
paying. That's the thing. They know. We would love to know about Bad Bunny. We would love to know about the breakup with Devin. We would love to know about what's up with Travis Scott. But
feel like
we're
there's-
not going to get.
I know.
And I feel like that is frustrating if you think about it for Kim and Khloe, who fucking Khloe, her whole life is on this fucking show.
Yeah.
Kim, her whole life is on the show, and she says, I would bring if Kanye would come on, I'd have him come on and talk about shit, but he doesn't want to come on, or Pete.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it. But it is wild that they are still talking about that, and there's still that. And Courtney too. Courtney films for like a Lemmy shoot day, you know?
I also think
is
there's
kinda wild.
something
And
to be
like
said
something
for
with Travis,
yeah.
but like
And something,
that's-
she doesn't mind making out with him.
yeah, exactly.
Something to be said for the fact that Kylie and Kendall were just kids when they started reality TV. So like they didn't have a choice to be on reality. You know what I mean? Like no, I don't. Maybe they did, but I don't really think anybody sat those two down and were like, "All right, the decision's
were
on
like
you
10.
guys."
Yeah.
Like the decision's on you guys if you want to do this show. I think they were just thrown into the show. So I do kind of understand their parts a little bit more, not wanting to film everything because they were just kids. They
Well,
didn't.
they don't have to be on the show though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That is
Like,
true. They
and
want a
my-
little paycheck, and
right,
they're
like,
like,
my
It is the Kardashians.
My point there is like if that's how you feel about reality TV, don't be on the show.
Then don't be
like,
on the
don't
show.
just give us fluff forever.
I feel like the audience is very aware and like we can't be fooled, you know? So it's like, okay, we know they're filming this, and it's funny because it keeps going. This week's episode, when they do the horseback riding and the EMS, they're like, I love hanging in the confessionals. It's like, I love hanging out with Kylie. They don't even know what to say anymore because it's like, this isn't about like the drama, or it's not about, so literally Kendall in the confessional is like, I love when Kylie and I hang out. And Kylie's like, when we were little, we didn't hang out. Then we hung out. Now we're hanging out. It's great to hang out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
sometimes
like,
we
what
hang
is
out,
this?
sometimes we don't.
right.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I love talking to Kendall. And even when they met up going to horseback riding, Kendall was like, it's so fun. I get to hang out with you so much this month. And I'm like, for filming, like, I really hope that they're hanging out anyway.
I know. And Chloe gets so vulnerable. She's talking about her disconnect with like the surrogacy and like very serious stuff that if I was on reality TV, I'd be like, ooh, like, do I want to share this? Are people going to say bad things about me as like a mother? Like, what, you know? And she's like, she does it anyway.
She does it anyway. I mean, Coco I feel for her. I also think she looks kind of sad in this season.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, she doesn't, she looks like kind of like a shell of her.
100%. I think she
self.
was still going through a lot. And like she said,
But
the
listen, you guys,
surrogacy
they
was
just
hard.
announced that they bought more. So
Yeah.
more Kendall and Kylie fluff to
Yeah.
come.
Driving sticks.
Can't wait which
Well,
car
'cause
they drive next.
here's the thing. They know we'll just keep watching.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm never not gonna watch.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
But
continue
it's funny
watching.
that the fans wanted Scott back, and then it's just like a character, like plop, he's
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like showing up every day and fucking
hey,
what's up? And
where's
he's
the
like,
hug
"Hey."
at? So he's like, what if we go on a date?
And it's funny though because he wasn't in last season.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, I don't know this for a fact, that Courtney didn't want it.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming that they had a meeting and they were like, fans are screaming for it. Courtney, you're giving nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a vote. A vote's a vote. Scott's
yeah.
back.
We're bringing
you know?
Scott in.
Yeah.
You don't have to interact with him, but he's going to interact with all your other sisters.
Yeah, and he's literally just gonna come to the house.
Yeah.
Like he just comes, like Courtney and Chloe are hanging out. He comes. Kim is hanging out with North. He's
know.
coming.
Yeah.
Like even thank God he's okay, but like even him talking about his car accident was something more exciting than
Kendall
what
and
we're
Kylie.
getting. Like
Yeah.
and you know, like I said, thank God he's okay because that was actually really scary. But he, you know, it's like whoa, that happened in real life. We saw it, and now he's talking about
I would
it.
love him to talk about like Sophia, what he thinks of the glow up,
Right.
the post Scott effect glow up.
He has made that joke, right? That hasn't he
Yeah.
made the joke
The
that
good
he's
luck Chuck.
the good luck Chuck joke?
Oh yeah.
It's both of his-
No, but that's I mean Sophia. I know we're talking for a long time,
Yeah.
but her. To me, that's just the herd. This is what I said sometimes, or I said this a couple times. The herd mentality of the like what you were saying before that the internet decides is also sometimes in a positive way, but it's mind-boggling to watch. It's like Sophia's been around. You know, she's been around. She's been there. She's chilling. She's doing like some ads. All of a sudden, the bitch gets married in the Chanel. You know,
Yeah, she
and
just
people
had
are
the
like,
best-
Sophia, and
Yeah.
I'm like, where have you been?
She
Like,
had the
she's
best
around.
media
posted.
She had the
She's
best
been-
media plan for her wedding. Like
No,
that media
she had the
plan
best-
executed to the
She had
100th
the
degree.
best whatever
Yeah.
of life because her style is so on point and she knows what she's doing and she did a literal rebrand.
Yeah.
She did a literal. And hearing her talk about her engagement, did you see I posted
Yeah.
that clip?
Yes.
No. She's like too regal. She needs to calm the fuck down. She needs to add some F-bombs to that story quickly. Because it was like, oh, we just, walked into a house
know.
and we love real estate. You're 23. Go do like keg stand. Like what is
I
happening?
feel like because her husband is British and feels like very proper that she has taken on. I feel like if you spend any time, a lot of time, if you spend time with anybody, especially somebody who is from a different like culture and he's got that British posh vibe, like you're gonna pick up on things. And
I went to London for a week. I came back. I thought I was a new person. It quickly went away because wasn't
But
living
didn't
there.
it sound
But
not as romantic as you thought? Like they went to see a house that wasn't theirs.
Oh no, yeah. I mean,
Like,
it
you're
was.
rich
It
enough
sounded
to,
a little.
like, buy that
It
house.
sounded
you
a little
could've
sterile.
rented like
Yeah.
So we went to see this house, really gorgeous,
Yeah.
and then he popped the question, and then we had a cry. She said,
Yes.
we had a little cry.
Well, it's like in
Parent
Parent
Trap.
Trap.
That does sound a
That's
little
British.
British.
That's
It
yeah.
does sound a little British.
it gave me a fright.
Yes.
Right, it does sound a little
Yes.
British.
You gave me a fright.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're excused.
Yeah.
I think it's coming from like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
not all of a sudden, but having like a British husband
yeah,
now
yeah.
is just like now she's just living a very posh
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
But
So cool though.
I
Very
know.
cool.
I know. I do love watching her stuff. Her TikToks are great, and I do like that she brings him in when he like
Does the voiceover.
does the voiceovers. It's very cute.
Very, very good idea. I might steal that one day.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda. Thank you
right.
so
Amanda.
much for joining us.
You're the
we are
best.
going to have a ton of clips on this podcast. So buckle up because we've talked for a full hour.
Buckle up, you're
And
about to be on
you
Barstool
are
Sports
just
for a
gonna
month.
be- there's going to be so many,
Oh, so
clips.
many clips.
You're not even going to be able to wrap your head around how many clips we're
my
going to
God,
post of
so
you when
many
this is
clips.
done. Thank you
Oh
so
my God.
much.
Everyone follow Amanda.
Yes, follow Not Skinny But Not Fat. She has the best Instagram stories.
Listen to
She's
her pod.
posting all of her life besides her fights with her husband, and all pop culture, which we love.
Yeah.
So thank
Emma
you so
Stone
much.
listens to her pod, so you should
Oh my
too.
God, she does to my pad.
To your
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
pod.
Pad.
You could be
I
a
know.
listener too, just like Emma
Just
Stone.
like Emma Stone.